Football in the EFL Championship encompasses both the struggle to avoid relegation and the race for the playoffs as Hull City meet Coventry City, with both aiming to make significant strides towards their objectives tonight. Hull can move 5 points clear of the bottom three, while Coventry can put a similar distance between themselves and those outside the top six before the busy holiday period gets underway on Friday. The Tigers lost 1-0 at Watford last week, but the results elsewhere were generally kind to them over the weekend, while Coventry's dramatic victory over Portsmouth on Wednesday was just the lift their faltering challenge needed. And now they need to back it up away from home here tonight. And it's a Coventry team with a number of enforced changes, and Frank Lampard will be absent from the technical area as he serves a touchline ban. And it's noisy inside the MKM Stadium in the East Riding of Yorkshire. And there's no doubt this is a hugely significant game for both Hull City and Coventry City. Hull themselves were challenging for the playoffs last season, but things have not quite gone their way during the current campaign. The decision to relieve Liam Rosenior of the coaching duties last season has not resulted in the necessary upturn in fortunes, but Ruben Selles has come in, and safety is now the only objective this season. Frank Lampard inherited a Coventry team who are hovering just above the relegation zone not too long before the turn of the year, but their fans have travelled here tonight optimistic they could be about to manage a playoff challenge once again. Well, the Hull supporters have certainly got behind Ruben Selles, and that's despite some very poor results at home this season. Only 4 wins for the Tigers at the MKM Stadium. So those here tonight wearing sky blue will be optimistic they can maintain what has been a real surge up the table. Back-to-back defeats against the top two had just halted Coventry's momentum, but beating Portsmouth in the 96th minute last week was such an important result. Hull City lost by 1-0 at Watford, and their perennial goal-scoring problems this season were also evident. They had large spells of that game, but failed to turn possession into goals. And now, with the games beginning to run out, they need to make a decisive stride away from the bottom three. The scenario before kick-off: Hull 2 points clear of Cardiff in the final relegation place. Only Plymouth one beneath them this weekend. 6 points now cover the bottom six, and Hull have a tricky game, a long trip as well, against Swansea at the start of the holiday programme on Friday. Coventry are 2 points clear of West Bromwich Albion, who they meet on Friday in a huge game. West Brom the only winners around Coventry this weekend. Middlesbrough were beaten, Bristol City drew, and they know that a win here tonight and against the Baggies at the weekend would send Coventry a long way towards the postseason. But it's a much-changed Coventry team here tonight against a Hull side who have begun to find some consistency in selection. 2 changes for Hull from the 1-0 loss at Watford. Casey Palmer returns to face his former club, and the experience of John Egan is also utilised defensively, with Alfie Jones and Matt Crooks dropping to the bench. Cody Dramé and Gustavo Puerta also come into the matchday squad. Coventry manager Frank Lampard will be serving a touchline ban and has also had to contend with injuries. Bobby Thomas, Victor Torp and Ephraim Mason-Clark are all ruled out. So Joel Latabodiere comes into the defence. Ben Sheaf returns in midfield and Ellis Sims will lead the attack with Haji Wright moving to the left. Frank Lampard will be taking a watching brief here this evening. Joe Edwards, his assistant, will be taking care of business around the technical area, with Lampard watching from a lofty perch on the television gantry at the MKM Stadium. That is a considerable height. One or two players have the opportunity to play their way back into form for Coventry this evening. Ellis Sims gets another opportunity. He has not scored in his previous 8 games, but all of his league goals so far this season have come away from home. And it's also a big night for Casey Palmer, who has been a key part of the Coventry midfield in the last couple of years before moving to Hull. 79 appearances and 9 goals for Coventry. But he's back for Hull tonight. And he has a very key role to play behind the main striker, Joao Pedro. Andrew Kitchen is our referee. Hull City get the game underway in their tiger stripes, amber and black, attacking the goal away to our left. And both these sides know victory tonight could make the closing games of the regular season a good deal more straightforward. For Hull, of course, it's all about survival. Coventry focusing on the playoffs. De Silva with the defensive header. Now Sheaf alongside Matt Grimes tonight, with Victor Torp unavailable after he was stretchered off in the victory against Portsmouth last Wednesday. But the spine of the Coventry side has really been disrupted, with Bobby Thomas unavailable from the defence and Ephraim Mason-Clark at the back, as Sims comes forward now, and as Ivor Pandor just left his line, he had the opportunity to try and loft it over him. It was wayward, but it's an early sight of goal for Coventry. Sheaf, another player who's had to cool his heels on the sidelines for much of the season, having been a regular during Mark Robins' time in charge of Coventry. And the flag is up for offside against Lincoln. The Brazilian on loan from Fenerbahce. Ellis Sims with the first opportunity. Van Eybeck playing it forward, and Sims undoubtedly was going for goal there. Kitching, that's a good ball. Rodoni. And Wright on the left this evening with Sims down the centre. Rodoni with the cross, and it's guided behind by McLaughlin. Coventry have the game's first corner. And again, Jack Rodoni showing his value, breaking from midfield and with Sakamoto lurking at the far post, McLaughlin taking no chances. And Radoni, who has 12 assists so far this season, will take the corner kick. Coventry have scored 18 headers so far this season, the most in the championship. Radoni's delivery, and there's almost another there, but Pandor is able to fist the ball to safety. Van Eyck. Now Sheaf. Grimes, it's deep, Latabaudiere. His former Swansea teammate nodding down, but now Lincoln could spark the counter-attack. Palmer. And now the break into the penalty area, initially from Gelhardt. He's now got support. Coyle. Coyle's cross is headed away by Latabaudiere. Hull will get the throw in, and it's been a lively start. Joe Gelhardt on loan from Leeds. And Lincoln will take the long throw. Hughes waits at the near post. Travels a long way, all the way through to Brad Collins. Quickly looks to find Sims. Coyle will guide it out of play. The first opportunity. And it was Haji Wright with the downward header, just patted out by Pandor. Once again, Coventry showing their aerial ability. Actually took a deflection off Latabaudiere, which explains the goalkeeper's reactions to try and deal with that as João Pedro goes down, but he's the player who concedes the free kick. And it was Liam Kitching who came across. João Pedro. 6 goals this season, but only 1 since the 4th of January. Ruben Selles chose to leave a potential promotion campaign with Reading for a relegation fight with Hull in the higher division. Van Eyck. Hull with only 4 wins at home so far this season, 7 draws and 9 defeats. 25 of their 44 points have come away from home, where their form has been pretty good. And 19 points represents the lowest tally earned at home anywhere in the championship. Lincoln. It's passed to the ground by Van Eyck. Hull with only 40 goals so far this season. Luton, who are one of the sides below them in the relegation zone, are the only team who've scored fewer. Though there's no doubt things have improved under Ruben Selles. When Hull lost at Coventry in December by 2-1, they were bottom of the table. Tim Volter was the coach they chose to replace Liam Rossigna. Things did not really work out, with only 3 wins in the opening 21 games of the season. The Yeller. Moved on to his fourth coach in less than 3 years. Sheaf. Sakamoto. Radoni. Sakamoto again. Sims. Just turning into Hughes. Now the opportunity for Palmer to break. Lincoln in support. Galhart, always a willing runner. And De Silva challenging. And it's a goal kick. Casey Palmer does have that role of knitting things together for Hull tonight when they try and break like that, and he showed at Coventry he could be very effective in that sort of role. 4 goals and 9 assists last season. Van Eybeck. Some big games coming up for Hull. They're all big at this stage of the season, but here is Sims. Once again, he's looking energetic and he forces the save. Pandor did well to beat that ball down and also avoid it slipping out of his grasp. Pandor maybe slightly fortunate beating the ball down and it stuck between his legs, but he had the angles covered. Hull travel to Swansea on Friday. Then they have home games with Preston and Derby before they travel to Portsmouth on the final day. And those final 2 games could be real 6-pointers, 12-pointers at this stage of the season, perhaps. Similar situation at the other end of the table for Coventry. They've got West Brom on Friday, the team who are currently 2 points below them. Then they play 2 of the relegation candidates away from home, Plymouth and Luton, before what could be winner takes all at home to Middlesbrough on the final day. Kitching, Radoni. Now Wright. Coventry did miss him when he was absent with his ankle injury. Sheaf into traffic. Palmer. Sakamoto will try and win it back. He's penalised. Andrew Kitching just having words with Ben Sheaf, back in the team, and as the club captain has the armband once again. Slater. Van Eybeck able to clear. Coventry have the throw-in. Frank Lampard with his lofty perch, watching on. And you'll notice the pale blue lines on the pitch. Hull share this stadium with one of the city's 2 rugby league clubs, Hull FC. There was a huge crowd here when the 2 clubs met in the Rugby League Challenge Cup a couple of weeks ago. Holkingster Rovers, who are the team on the other side of the city, they currently lead Rugby League Super League with Hull in 2nd place, so they are heady times for the City's rugby league followers, and Hull City will be hoping to feed off that feel-good factor in the next few weeks as they try and sort out their championship future. Slater. It's back with Charlie Hughes. Wasn't a huge amount of movement ahead of him. Egan. Gelhardt. Palmer. Lincoln and João Pedro wait on the edge of the penalty area. Coyle made the burst forward, which was halted by De Silva. Lincoln again may think about the long throw. So many Coventry fans have made the journey northeast here this evening. We're watching their team try to defend here. João Pedro. Slater. João Pedro could come in field here. That's what he does, and nodded away by Sheath. De Silva and Van Eybeck. Flag is up as the ball had just swung out of play. Coventry looking for their 7th away win of the season tonight. It's been a remarkable run for them. Derby are the only team outside of the top 3 to have beaten them since the 4th of January. It was 17th when Mark Robins was sacked in November. When Frank Lampard arrived, Coventry were 2 points above the relegation zone. Now McLaughlin finding Lincoln, and that's good covering by Latibeaudiere. Both teams leaving plenty of room in behind in the early stages. And McLaughlin and Lincoln almost capitalising there. Final touch off Latibeaudiere. Player who'd only featured for 10 minutes in the previous 8 games before tonight. Interesting corner routine, which doesn't quite come off, and here is Sakamoto. He needs some support eventually. Lincoln gets to him eventually. Coventry have lost their 2 previous away games, but they enjoyed a run of 10 victories in 12 before recent back-to-back losses against Sheffield United and Burnley. So they've given themselves insurance to a certain extent as Alzate looks to try and bring the ball clear. Win tonight and it's a big gap, 5 points at this stage of the season. Latibeaudiere. Alzate finding Palmer once again. Slater. Alzate. Colombian international. There has been a very cosmopolitan look to the Hull squad. The moment Akun Uriela came into the club as the owner, he's used his contacts in various parts of Europe, often in Turkey. There have been some fascinating players for the Hull fans to enjoy over the past few years. Sometimes with varying results, but life has never been dull. Egan. Now Hughes. Lincoln. Mayberg lunging in. But here is McLaughlin, taken quickly and defended well there, catching the player who was caught. It was Gelhardt coming through. Again, Hull looking for that quick restart. Gelhardt may lack stature, but offers so much tenacity. Van Abek. Not a body yet. Grimes, who could prove to be a very handy signing from Swansea City during the transfer window. Sheaf barely missed a game for them for 7 years. Rodoni. Now Sheaf. Sellers is barking out the orders from the Hull technical area. He's always someone who leaves his players in absolutely no doubt what they should be doing. Van Abek. Hull get the throw in. Hull coach just retreating to the tablet for a moment. Slater. McLaughlin. Coyle going back to the Croatian. Ivor Pandor. He's made the only significant save so far in the game. Joe Edwards has stood there in the blue coat, the Coventry assistant manager, taking charge this evening. Sakamoto. And it's a good pullback for right. And Pandor got down really well. And Pandor has been busy so far. Sakamoto now causing problems down the right. Hadji Wright coming in from the left, not picked up. Now Sims. Wright. Rodoni waits. Wright's effort. Another good save by Pandor. Well, he's keeping Hull City on level terms, almost on his own at the moment. Given away cheaply there by Alzate. Quickly recovered by Sheaf. And then Sims finding Wright, who struck it from the angle. And there was plenty of power behind that, but Pandor turns aside. Fourth significant save he's made in the opening quarter of the game. Rodoni will take this. Beyond Sims and Sheaf. Coyle. Ian Sakamoto. We're not budging an inch there, but no hard feelings afterwards. Coventry with 5 shots in the game so far, 4 on target. Marginally more possession, but Hull have not had a shot of any nature. Sheaf. Right. Nearly falls for Rodoni. Guided back well by Latabodiere, and Coventry on top in the game now. Kitching. Player who was out of favour until Frank Lampard's arrival. Coyle gathering well because he knew that Sims was on his way inside. Hughes. John Egan, who has a wealth of experience at this level, promoted with both Burnley and Sheffield United. Also had a successful spell with Brentford. A very good piece of business from Ruben Salas. Van Eyck. Sakamoto just pulling wide. Now Sims. Plenty of traffic between himself and the ball. Milan Van Eyck. Player who will always get forward down the right. He and Sakamoto have been a very good combination so far this season. Just a collision there as Sims trying to breeze beyond Hughes. The former Wigan man is back on his feet. Zarte. Hull will have the throw-in. 19th, 15th and 7th since they were promoted back into the Championship in 2021. So there's no doubt they were making progress under Liam Rosenior, but the club's ownership decided it was time for a parting of the ways, which did surprise a number of their supporters. Right, now Rodoni. Frank Lampard has tweaked his forward line this evening with no Efren Mason-Clark, so Wright has been in excellent form recently, including a hat-trick against Sunderland. He's playing down the left, but as we've seen already, he's always looking to come inside, with Sims a more authentic centre-forward. Good ball by De Silva, under pressure to find Sheaf. Rodoni in towards Sims, and there was plenty of fizz on that cross, but Pandor's handling once again was secure. Hughes. Grimes. Van Aveg will go back to Brad Collins, who has had very little to do so far. Only 2 clean sheets in 11 games. He was left out of the team after a 4-1 loss to Portsmouth at the end of December. And he only found his way back into the team following an injury to Oliver Doven, the Swedish goalkeeper. Ben Wilson, the goalkeeper on the bench this evening, or one of 2, may well have been the choice to replace Dovan, but he's not fully fit due to a knee injury. And so Luke Bell, a 21-year-old, has also found a place on the bench this evening. Former Wolves youngster who was recently on loan in non-league football, but Frank Lampard has been very impressed by what he's seen in training. Palmer penalised there. Well, maybe beginning to show 1 or 2 signs of frustration, because their inability to create clear-cut chances is really hampering them once again here. Sims. Nicely done by Palmer. And now Coyle. Gelhardt. João Pedro in the centre. Coyle on the overlap. Good covering though by De Silva. Gelhardt was forced back by a combination of Wright and Sims, but he finds Hughes. Palmer. Almost the early release for João Pedro. McLaughlin. Half an hour played, only 4 touches inside the Coventry penalty area for Hull so far. Lincoln. And there won't be one there. Good lead by Hughes. There's Alzate, the former Brighton player. Straight to Latabodiere. Grimes. Wright. And Kitching. Sims trying his luck on the left. Quickly beyond Coyle. But it's covered by Egan. Gelhardt. Coyle seeking out João Pedro, who was dragged to the ground by Kitching, who it's fair to say is having his say, but it's a free kick for Hull. And Joe Edwards has followed Frank Lampard around as his assistant with Chelsea, Everton, and now Coventry. Also had his time as a manager with Millwall last season before resuming his partnership with Frank Lampard. Widoni. Quickly forward by Van Aveg. It's a really good cutout by Charlie Hughes. Slater. It's given away again though. Sakamoto. And it's been a familiar story for Hull recently. inability to turn their possession into opportunities. And once again, the MKM Stadium is eerily quiet from their point of view. A large following for Coventry tonight, and they'll be fairly satisfied with what they've seen, despite the lack of goals. Gelhardt. Coyle. Oh, and Collins there. Wasn't quite sure where that cross was going, but Lincoln can't keep the ball alive. Coyle on the stretch, and Collins there, almost caught underneath the ball. But there was no one in the vicinity, and it was fairly well overhit as Van Abegg looks to clear. And João Pedro. Latabaudiere. Sims is forward once again, but it's covered by Egan. Pandor has undoubtedly been Hull's player of the first half so far. 4 really good saves. Only 6 clean sheets for him overall, but Hull have kept only 2 at home this season. And Plymouth, the bottom club, are the only side not to have scored here in Hull's last 18 home games. Collins will have been delighted to keep a clean sheet for Coventry in the previous game against Portsmouth. Sims now right. Sakamoto waits at the far post. Radoni also arriving, and McLaughlin with a really good clearance. Gelhardt. Hull have got the throw, and Gelhardt's done well there. Again, right with the opportunity to use his pace down the left. It's the right sort of ball in. The white shirts looking to converge on it, but Egan got there first. Swirled high, looking for Lincoln. Van Abegg, though, is very quick. But Lincoln may get the other opportunity to use the long throw here. Ball action from Joe Gelhardt so far. And that's something that Hull need to try and get them further up the field. Tigers lacking teeth so far. Lincoln skips up, but cleared away before the shot from Gelhardt is also blocked. To Collins, who had to wait a long time to get back into the team, and then made a mistake which allowed Burnley to beat Coventry a couple of weeks ago. So he may still be a goalkeeper looking to rebuild his confidence. He's the man in possession at the moment, but now Lincoln. Hull working hard to win it back. Slater. Oh, great chance! Oh, what a clearance! Palmer again, and another clearance on the line, and somehow it bobbles away. Joel Latabodiere was at the heart of that for Coventry, and Casey Palmer cannot believe he hasn't scored against his former club. Slater. And suddenly Hull, without a previous chance in the game, have a flurry of them all at once. Alzate. Lincoln. Alzate again. Slater. Coyle. Gelhardt. Closed down by De Silva, but Casey Palmer denied there. It was a really good challenge by Alzate to win it back. Lincoln had support from Slater. A good ball in. Palmer's initial shot cleared off the line by Grimes. Then Latabodiere was in the way, and Kitching's clearance, rebounding off Latabodiere to safety, could have gone anywhere. Well, Palmer, I think, still reflects on the opportunity. This one here, really. Grimes did really well, and the rebound, Latabodiere seeing it dug out by Grimes again, and then rebounding off Latabodiere. Very close to an own goal. Casey Palmer hasn't scored since September. It won't come much closer there. Matt Grimes clearing off the line twice in the same movement. Headed away by Latabodiere again. But Hull are a team who really need a break at home, and it nearly arrived there. Grimes. Van Ayvek. Grimes again. Rodoni. Rodoni now can break into the penalty area. The cross is deep beyond Sakamoto. Lincoln able to clear, but here is Grimes. Latabodiere. Grimes again. Van Ayvek, that's a good ball. Right. It's all very tight, but he's got the corner kick conceded by Alzate. Jack Rodoni will come across to take this. 14 set-piece goals for Coventry so far this season. 24 of them have come from crosses, and Rodoni's been a major reason for a number of those, including the last gasp winner for Jamie Patterson against Portsmouth last Wednesday. Fired in by Rodoni again, fisted away by Pandor. Grimes with the connection. Cleared by João Pedro. Van Ayvek all the way back to Collins. McLaughlin. Van Ayvek under pressure from Lincoln, and unfair pressure according to the referee. Ruben Sellers looking to micromanage from the edge of the technical area. Redoni took that ball down well. He has looked a really good player in the Championship once again, following relegation with Huddersfield last season. Grimes. Sheaf. Another good ball from him. Redoni. Challenged this time by Gelhardt. Redoni was looking for the free kick, but nothing given. Slater. On Gelhardt. Good ball forward from Hughes, but McLaughlin having to fight for it with Van Aweg, but it's Lincoln time once again. Hughes and McLaughlin are both forward here, along with Egan. And Louis Coyle completing the defensive quartet. Lincoln headed behind for a corner. Liam Kitching on the end of that. Closing seconds of the 45 minutes. Not had any significant stoppages. Palmer. And that is half-time. No added time. Well, had you right with a couple of really good opportunities for Coventry in the early stages. Denied by Ivor Pandor, who overall made 4 saves for Hull in the opening quarter of the game. But Casey Palmer, against his former club, had a wonderful chance to open the scoring, but he was denied twice on the goal line by Matt Grimes. Half-time, Hull City 0, Coventry City 0. And welcome back as Frank Lampard watches on from the television gantry at the MKM Stadium. His Coventry City team currently 0-0 away to Hull City as the home side re-emerge once again. Casey Palmer had a tremendous chance against his former club to open the scoring, but missed on 2 occasions. And at the moment, both these teams are taking a point towards what they need. If it stayed like this, Hull would be 3 points clear of the relegation zone, and Coventry would be 3 points away from 7th place. And that team is West Brom, who they meet on Friday at the CBS Arena. A huge game. Coventry get the second half underway in the white shirts, attacking the goal away to our left. And they forced Ivor Pandor into 4 excellent saves in the first half. Ruben Selles seeing his side create only 1 worthwhile chance, which really should have been put away by Casey Palmer. The team with only 40 goals so far this season really looked like scoring tonight. Now Rodoni, challenged by Coyle, but he won the ball. Right, pull back, clear and striking Rodoni, Grimes, deflection, and in! Coventry lead in the opening minute of the second half. Matt Grimes gets the congratulations, but it looks like an own goal. Frank Lampard checking on from afar. And that's a horrible moment for Charlie Hughes and Hull City. Haji Wright's cross causing all the confusion. It was Grimes who hit it. I think Pandor had it covered, but Hughes just sticking out that right leg, wrong-footing his goalkeeper. And Coventry City score the sort of goal that will infuriate Ruben Selles, but it's the sort of goal you concede in a relegation battle. Charlie Hughes credited with the own goal. Hull don't score enough goals themselves, and now they've managed one for the opposition. Matt Grimes, I think, was rather sheepishly looking to claim the goal, but he'll have to wait. Palmer, he's got the corner, and Hull here really need a quick response. Matt Grimes, not a regular goal scorer by any means during his time with Swansea, more of a creator, sitting at the base of midfield. Lincoln's corner into that near post club. Sakamoto's clearance striking Lincoln, but Wright able to clear. Van Eyveg is the furthest player forward, but Alzate does well. Slater. Wright again, but Alzate does well. Palmer. Gelhardt. And a good tussle between himself and Jay De Silva. Alzate. There's no doubt that Hull do have some talented players, but at the moment they're finding it difficult to blend it all together. Gelhardt has won the free kick. Takes it quickly. Alzate. Crossing from Coyle. Lincoln unable to take it down. Now Rodoni. That goal, very similar to the one that Luton Town scored here a couple of weeks ago, which won a crucial game at the bottom for them. Grimes. The crossing opportunity here. Sakamoto was waiting. Back to Sheaf. Another deflection. And the ball is still alive here. João Pedro tries to play it, then he's fouled by Rodoni. The goal again, the clearance striking Rodoni, spooned up nicely for Grimes. The shot I don't think was going in, but Hughes ensured it did. Alfie Jones scored an own goal in the opening minute of the second half a couple of weeks ago to win the game for Luton here and Coventry, and those supporters will be hoping this game is heading in a similar direction. So will he. That's a big goal for Coventry. 5 points above West Brom and Middlesbrough now, and also Millwall, who are outside the playoff places. And they also move up above Bristol City. To play in the first half, it's a goal that Coventry deserved. Gelhardt, or De Silva, unable to get the ball out of his feet. Gelhardt's shot was blocked, and Rodoni will clear. Alzate, Lincoln, good challenge by Grimes, and here is Sims on the move for Coventry. They're sending a second goal here, and Sims nearly denies Hull City there. He knows it was a great chance. Ball breaking kindly for Sims, and he was away in behind Hughes, unable to make the challenge. And he blazes too high, and he did have support. Pandor did get a touch on that. Goes down as another really good save. Rodoni with the corner kick. That's a body air, right! And it strikes the far post. Coventry inches away from a second there. Deeper from Rodoni. That's a body air with the leap, and right diving in. Knew he had to try and get the ball beyond Pandor, but maybe didn't quite get enough on it. More of a shoulder in the end. But it's all Coventry again. Gelhardt. His energy has won the corner kick conceded by De Silva. Coventry with 10 attempts on goal now, 5 on target. Corner is rather scuffed and hammered to safety by Haji Wright. Lincoln will hurl this ball in once again. Met by Rodoni. Slater. João Pedro. The opportunity goes. Double change coming up for Hull City. Abu Kamara and Nordin Amrabat coming on. Amrabat now 38 years of age. Signed from AEK Athens, the Moroccan international. Abu Kamara at the other end of his career. Signed from Norwich, promoted on loan at Portsmouth from League One last season. Egan. Palmer. Hull heading for their 10th home defeat of the season. Alzate. Now Gelhardt. João Pedro in pursuit, but it's claimed by Collins. Joe Gelhardt showing the sort of urgency that Hull City need. Read by Egan. Hughes. Now Gelhardt. And De Silva once again sticks with him at the expense of a corner. Lincoln will take this again. Maybe needs a bit more elevation. It's flicked on by João Pedro, but over the top. Here come the changes. And Lincoln is coming off to be replaced by Northern Amrabat. Well, Amrabat will sit in the midfield and try and create. And Casey Palmer, who knows he had that chance to open the scoring against his former club. He will play no further part. Abu Kamara comes on. Kamara does have 5 goals and 4 assists. Amrabat stepping off the bench for the 7th time since arriving from AEK Athens. Right. It's back with Pandor, who has performed valiantly for Hull City, but could do absolutely nothing about the goal. Van Aybeck. And back by Hughes. Sakamoto is now penalised. Coventry moving themselves into a very good position here. 5-point buffer with 4 games to play. It's a really good spot to be in. Conceded the free kick here. Ben Sheaf, the player penalised. They're on top in this game once again. Kamara. He's taken Lincoln's role. Gelhardt has moved over to the left. Coyle. You see Amrabat on the end of this. The support from McLaughlin. Sakamoto doing well, and here is Van Ayek. The final touch was off the goal scorer, Charlie Hughes. And if Hull lose 2 home games, 1-0 to own goals, it really would be something to knock the stuffing out of them potentially. Frank Lampard at the moment doesn't look like somebody who is on the way to victory. He will want the insurance of the second goal. Right, away from Coyle. Let's have Radonian support. Using him now. The cross is deep. Sakamoto will recover the clearance from McLaughlin. Sheaf, that's a good ball. Van Ayek. And the cross is blocked. Appeals for handball from the Coventry supporters behind that goal, but nothing on the field. Coventry coming forward again now. Sakamoto. And the cross is beyond everybody. Mark from Ivor Pandor. Alzate. Coyle. Alzate. Slater in pursuit. Kitching was looking for the free kick, but Andrew Kitching, the referee, has allowed the game to flow. Kamara. Gelhardt. Now Alzate. Egan encouraged to shoot. Amrabat. Amrabat could be in trouble here. Sheaf. In the end, losing out though to the veteran. Amrabat's cross. Cleared away by Latabodiere. Right. And here is Gelhardt. Worked hard to win that back. He then slips, does he? No. Free kick given. Joe Gelhardt remains a player who will give Hull City hope in this game. We can see that clearly clipped by Haji Wright. Hull City here just need a break, the sort of break that Coventry had at the other end. Gelhardt is over this. He's nodded down but wide. John Egan was the player who was coming in. Just managed to get the run on Latabodiere, but he applied sufficient pressure. Cleared by Collins. Sims losing out to Egan. Kamara. It's general air of untidiness about much of Hull's play. Coventry neat and tidy in contrast in this sort of area. Wright taking on Coyle. Now has support from De Silva, or the cross deflected. Cleared by McLaughlin. Sheaf coming through the crowd. And Sheaf claiming he was caught there by Alzate, but again the referee is unmoved. The cross in there deflected. And Sheaf coming in on the end of that. And Alzate would claim it was a collision caused by the momentum of both players. And Alzate and Sheaf now both back on their feet. Amrabat, player who has won league titles in Turkey, Saudi Arabia and Greece. Now in the thick of a relegation battle. The home side want the free kick here following the collision involving Amrabat and Latabodier. Amrabat making it very clear what seemed to happen there. That was the earlier challenge, Alzate on Sheaf, and well, I'm sure if there was VAR in the Championship, they would have had a look at that. Sheaf got the shot in, but there's no doubt that Amrabat, Alzate I should say, certainly cleaned him out. We've not had the medical teams from either side onto the field so far, with around a quarter of the game to play. Egan. Alzate. And that's well played by Van Evek. Ruben Selles in a stadium which has become rather quiet once again from his point of view. Maybe just wondering how he can prompt a revival here. Still only 1-0, of course, so anything could happen. Grimes. But Hull at the moment need to try and make it happen. Van Evek. Radoni caught by Amrabat. Ruben Selles, of course, had numerous issues to deal with during his time at Reading off the field. And he's taken the opportunity to club which offers to the outsider more stability. Although he inherited a difficult situation with Hull in the relegation zone, and they're still too close for comfort. Sakamoto. Radoni on the burst. Still Radoni. And somehow Sims fails to put the ball in. He claims handball on the line. Once again, Jack Radoni with an elusive run inside the penalty area. And Egan did seem to just pull his arm away. Sheaf. Kitching. Well, we did see Plymouth right at the bottom come from behind against Sheffield United on Saturday, and they were behind for a long spell Didn't really look like scoring until they did. Sheaf. Good run from Grimes. And Alzate concedes the corner. This was the crossing again from Rodoni. It may have struck the shoulder of Egan. Rodoni again, who once again has looked a class act. Coventry looking to finish things off here. Rodoni's corner. Too deep this time. Coventry fans are keen that hold retreat when taking the throw in, but they're giving the ball away anyway. Here is Rodoni again. Sims in the centre. And the Coventry fans sing Jack Rodoni's name. Well, he wasn't a bad attacking midfielder during his day either. But he'll be pensive while it's only 1-0. Van Eybeck with the long throw, met by McLaughlin. Joao Pedro. Once again, the Coventry fans appeal for handball, but Silva finding Collins, big boot from him. Sakamoto wins it back from Slater. Sims looked to try and play in Rodoni, but he does find Sakamoto. Coventry have control of the ball once again. Rodoni, nicely done. Sakamoto, Van Eybeck. Sakamoto, right, turning into Kamara. A good ball forward from him. Here is Gelhardt. Away from Sheaf. Joao Pedro inside the penalty area. They back by Amrabat. Kamara's shot's blocked, and it will be a corner kick. And Hull suddenly spring into life once again. Amrabat will take this. So much has come down the right in the second half for Hull with Joe Gelhardt. Amrabat's corner. Glanced away by Wright. Hughes. Slater. The home crowd want the cross. Slater can deliver it now, and it's put over the top. Oh, it was a great chance for the captain, Louis Coyle. Well, as a player who is born in the city of Hull, he'll be feeling this. It was worked well between Hughes and Slater. It just needed to be finished by Coyle, but he snatched at it. And that's what happens when you lack confidence and lack goals. And it remains 1-0. John Egan now down. And we do have the medical teams on with 15 minutes to play. Brad Collins has also been shown a yellow card for just milking the clock. He's inching towards only his third clean sheet of the season. But there is a nervous pace around the gantry for Frank Lampard. He was sent off in the home defeat against Burnley following the full-time whistle, which resulted in the touchline ban, which was confirmed today. Ruben Sellers has called everybody in, apart from his goalkeeper and the injured Egan. Hull at the moment will be peering over their shoulders heading into the holiday period. This was the earlier involvement from Egan, just guiding that ball away with the top of the shoulder. Such a crucial touch because Sims was waiting to make it 2-0. But Egan can't continue, and Alfie Jones comes on. And Jones was the player who scored the own goal to give Luton Town the victory here. Grimes. Right. It's Coyd who slides in. It will be a corner. $21,659 the crowd, which is a good one for Hull. And the fans have turned out in their numbers, and that's despite the problems they've had here. Rodoni. Offside. Bump downfield from Pandor. Returned by Latibodia. McLaughlin. Now Jones. Coyle. Looking for the youth of Kamara, but covered well by Kitching. Right. Free kick. Sellers must have gone through so many formations on that flip chart. Looking to find a way to prize at least a point from this game. If it stays like this, Hull will be 2 points above Cardiff in the final relegation place with 4 games to play. And they have spent much of the second half discussing how they can plot a course out of this game as something for the home side. Rodoni. Now Sakamoto. To Silva. Coventry were a bit narrow there, and it's been given away to Gelhardt. He's held up by Grimes. Grimes is there again. Sakamoto. Challenged by Kamara. Coventry want the free kick, but We do have possession. Sheaf. If it does stay like this as well, 6 points will cover the bottom 6 teams in the championship heading into the holiday weekend. 2 rounds of games on Friday and Monday. It's always seen as a key time of the season, and with it coming late in the campaign this year, it certainly is. Rodoni. We'll have the throw-in. Inside the final 10 minutes. Amrabat. Well, there could be space here for Kamara. Collins retreating. Kamara deflection and in! Kamara with a priceless equaliser. Jay De Silva got the final touch. And just when it seemed that Hull City had run out of ideas, were running out of time, it's the youngster Abu Kamara who has suddenly changed the complexion of this game. Really good ball forward by Amrabat. De Silva rather caught out of position. When he came back, his attempt to block the shot only succeeded in squeezing it beyond Collins at the near post. Nothing he could do about that. He was moving across to cover the initial effort. And De Silva with a moment which will infuriate Frank Lampard. It'll go down as Kamara's goal. The shot was heading towards target, and it's 1-1. Norman Bassett has come on for Alice Sims in the aftermath of that. The cross in here is cleared away by Coyle. There'll be real urgency from both sides now in the closing stages. Sheaf holding off Coyle. Grimes. Van Eyck nodded down by Kamara into the path of Rodoni. Right. Cleared away by Alzate. De Silva. Now Kitching. Coventry looking for the instant response here. Grimes. It's a good ball to find Van Eyck. The cross is blocked initially. Grimes again. It's deep. Strikes Sheaf on the side of the head. Almost falls for Rodoni. He goes down inside the area. Penalty appeals are waved away. Now Kitching. Sheaf. Could open up for Ben Sheaf. Instead he finds Rodoni. He strikes it low and it's comfortable for Pandor. Well, Norman Bassett, the young Belgian, does have a couple of goals this season. And he's come on to replace Ellis Sims, who had that great chance to make it 2-0 straight after the goal early in the second half. Matt Crooks is coming on now with Cody Dramé. Crooks most recently with Real Salt Lake in Major League Soccer in the United States. With plenty of experience in the championship with both Rotherham and Middlesbrough. Van Eve. Bassett in pursuit. And it's cleared away by Pandal. Kamara's flick on. Now Gelhardt. Very different game now, but Gelhardt just losing his bearings. Sheaf. De Silva. Deflection on the cross, almost falling for right. Cleared by Alzate. Well, the game did seem to be rather meandering towards a close for Coventry. They've had the opportunities to finish this game off and not taken it. And so often in the Championship, you pay the price. We saw what happened to Sheffield United at Plymouth at the weekend. The Sakamoto has now been fouled by McLaughlin. It will be a free kick. Well, they're not happy. Louis Coyle coming off and Cody Dramé, former Leeds player, coming on. Coyle always a popular figure here. And Matt Crooks also coming on for Stephen Alzate. So Crooks has been playing behind the striker, but can also operate as the target man. He'll offer real height in both penalty areas, and there's a defensive job to do here. Coventry beat Portsmouth very late in the day last Wednesday, 96th minute. Sheaf with the free kick here, and it's claimed well by Pandal. Slater. Amrabat ahead of him. And he's on the ball again, and of course he made the equaliser. Dramé. Dramé's got Kamara on his outside. Gelhardt into Amrabat. Gelhardt again. Cut out by Grimes. And Wright was fouled. It will be a free kick with 90 seconds of normal time to play. And the scorer of the late winning goal against Portsmouth, Jamie Patterson, will now come on. Coventry born, a Coventry City fan. Scored his first goal for the club last week. Another player who signed from MLS. He was most recently with Charlotte, but was with Swansea in the Championship last season. Previously with Bristol City as well, among others. Wadoni. Support from Patterson. On the back heel. Doesn't find De Silva. Coventry have had 12 attempts on goal, 7 on target. They've been caught out by a whole team who have barely had a shot on target themselves. Kitching back to Collins. About sliding in. It's cleared away by Kitching under pressure. And there will be a minimum of 5 more minutes. Well, he's pumped up. So much so a yellow card's been shown to Ruben Salas, who is still chuntering away. So if it stays like this, Coventry will be 3 points clear of West Brom before they meet on Friday. Albion do have a better goal difference. Rodoni losing out. De Silva. Kamara comes back to make the challenge, but there is De Silva again. Sheaf beyond Patterson. Here is Amrabat. Scoop wide to Galhart. A draw would also leave Hull 3 points clear of the bottom 3, but they want the win. Drame's cross. Coventry will clear. Sheaf put under pressure, but a good ball from Rodoni. And now Bissett, released by Patterson. And the cross-driven ink travels a long way. Rodoni, Van Abek, great save by Pandor. Well, that could have been a point-saving stop there from Ivor Pandor. Nicely worked between Van Abek and Rodoni. And Van Abek on the stretch, seeing it turn behind. Coventry looking for another added time winner here. Corner is deep. Kitching beaten to it by McLaughlin. Amrabat always giving the ball away. Patterson. Well seen by Slater. Patterson again though. De Silva. Patterson. Grimes. Cleared by Crooks. One back though by Van Abek. He's got support as well. Sheaf. Rodoni. Quickly closed down and Hull will clear. Galhart. But he's given the ball away. Patterson. All the width for Coventry is on their right, and that's where they go. Rodoni. Sheaf. Sakamoto. Now Sheaf again. That's a good ball. Van Abek. It's driven in, and Pandor gathers at the second attempt, with Rodoni looking to poke the loose ball in. Oh, it's a tense-all time at this stage of the season, on and off the field. And Pandor just clinging on. Now Amrabat offside. And we're into the final moments of added time. Frank Lampard will be disappointed. He'll view this as 2 points dropped. His team had the lead, they were in control. Bassett and Drame both crumpled to the turf, and it's a goal kick in the end. Coventry's goal has now been credited to Matt Grimes. If the shot was on target, then he may well receive the goal. But you can see the looks on the Coventry fans' faces there. They'll know this was maybe one which has got away. And that's it. A point apiece. A point gained undoubtedly for Hull City. Ruben Selles seeing two of his subs combine. Northern Amrabat and Abu Kamara to score a late deflected equaliser after Matt Grimes' shot was guided into his own net by Charlie Hughes in the opening moments of the second half. Coventry dominated long spells. Ivor Pandor had a good night in the Hull goal, but Kamara to the rescue for Hull. They are 3 points clear of the relegation zone. Coventry are 3 points clear of the challengers in the playoff places. Full time at the MKM Stadium. Hull City 1, Coventry City 1.